Good evening. It's Monday, so let's mint mask. Today I was on my way to a meeting when I saw something that was very shocking and thought provoking. As I was driving today, I look to my right and I see a young lady holding her cell phone above her steering wheel with both hands. And I realized that young lady was driving her car while texting with both hands. And I thought to myself, first, that is highly illegal. And why can there never be a cop around? But then I begin to think about how we as human beings can think and perceive that we live in a bubble. How do I know that? Well, when we get into our cars, we tend to think that we're the only one on the road. So you know what we do? We drive our car with our knees while we text with both hands. We turn music up and all the other things that we do because we are in a private environment and we sometimes think we're the only game in town. Another real shining example of that is when someone is on their cell phone and they're holding a conversation that is grossly too loud for the room. In their minds, they feel like they are in a bubble. They are isolated, when in fact, they're not. They're actually being really noisy in other people's spaces. So we don't live in a bubble. We have liberty, we have freedom, but we do not live independent of others. You see, one of the challenges that we face in our world today is realizing that we live life for ourselves, but we also have a responsibility to those who are living their lives as well. We are free to make our choices. We are free to do what we want to do, so long as we recognize that we are not independent of not only liability, but also responsibility to our fellow human beings. We have a responsibility to live our lives in such a way and exercise our freedoms to the fullest extent, so much to our desire, so long as we are not impeding on others. I coined a phrase some years ago, and it has become kind of a slogan, and I hope maybe it'll catch on. Maybe you'll tweet it for me, I don't know. And it's simply this: our liberty ends where our liability begins. Our liberty to do what we want to do, to live how we want to live, to think how we want to think, is ours all the way up to the point of when they begin to impede upon, limit, or eliminate those same privileges for other people. You see, I live my life for my own personal enjoyment, yes, but I also live my life for other people. I live it for my bride. I live it for my children. I live it for my granddaughter. I live it for my church. I live it for my community. You see, my life is my own life, and I can do with it what I want, but I have a responsibility and a privilege of living my life for others as well. So my challenge to us this week is pretty simple. Is live your life the way you want to. Get all that you want as long as you want and as much as you want. And while doing that, take the time, make the consideration, show the respect to other people who are simply trying to live their lives as well. And the way they live their lives may not agree with you. The way they live their lives may not inspire you. The way they live their lives may be slower than the way you live your life. They may actually use both hands as they drive their car. But it's okay. We all have the freedom to pursue our lives as we see fit. We all have the freedom to do that. So remember this phrase, and let this be your slogan this week. Your freedom, your liberty, as it were, ends where your liability begins. Well, we took a step this week here with Mint Mask with a Message. Many of you have asked about going to YouTube, so we're there. You can YouTube Mint Mask with a Message and find us there. If that's a more preferred way for you to connect with us each week, please go to YouTube with a message. YouTube with the channel Mint Mask with a Message. subscribe, and you'll never miss a Mint Mask. We'll post it there as well. So I hope that you have a great week. And as always, let me thank you for your most precious gift to me, your time. I hope that you will live life for others this week. And I hope also that you'll join me next week here on Mint Mask with a message.